Hello everyone, Ace here, and we are back with my Let's Play of Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3D for the PC. So, last Let's Play we did the first two missions of the game, so we will actually be picking up where we left off. If I remember correctly, that mission would be the search for the Nona. Here we are. We'll do this one, and after that, Defection at Corellia. So, let's see what they have to say here.
Race against time to recover the crew and cargo of a downed rebel ship before the Imperials beat you to it.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Now, for this mission, we are going to be using the default starfighter, which is the A-Wing. It's not really my favorite of the bunch, but I'll get into that a little bit later. For now, let's just jump right in, shall we?
Rogue Squadron, this is General Riken. A rebel ship called the Nona recently crashed somewhere in this vicinity.
All
It was
right.
carrying a team of rebel soldiers and stolen Imperial equipment. You must find them before the Imperials do.
All right, so
I'm picking up multiple signals. Ties and coming in fast. No, I'm hit.
there's some good things
Follow up,
about
Rogue.
this
We
thing.
have to keep searching for the Nona. Right with you, boss. Stay low. I'm hit! I'm hit! Rear shield's down! Ouch. Shields are a little weak.
So we lost one of our guys, which is unfortunate. So we'll go ahead and take out a few of these ties here. There, that one's down. This is not the area where the Nona is. It does actually change. It's random where the Nona will be, so keep that in mind. So it could be in one of 3 different places. So let's check the second place, which is going to be down here, if I remember correctly. Here it is.
Okay, Rogue. Let's keep the crew out of danger until our shuttle can pick them up.
So we were able to find it before the Imperials. Now, the problem with the A-Wing is that while it is an extremely fast little starfighter, its shields are weak. It carries missiles rather than proton torpedoes, which, while faster, tend to be less damaging. And also, another issue with it is that not only are its shields weak, but it does not regenerate them, unlike the Naboo starfighter. It does, however, it's fast enough, however, that it can actually outrun missile turret
The
missiles,
Nona
which
is reporting that they're under attack.
will be useful later on. So we'll go ahead and switch to missiles, fire one at this ATST.
Pick up those tanks.
He's dead, good. And that one's dead, excellent.
Inbound fighters. I copy.
This mission is a little bit more difficult than the first two, but not by much, so as long as I play my cards right, we should be perfectly fine. Okay, here comes the TIE fighters and TIE bombers. We do have to keep these guys off of the Nona. And there are, ATPTs, we gotta take those out. That's dead, good. Let's see what else, another ATPT. These things are kind of like the light version of the ATSC. They're just lighter, faster than them. But they are kind of cool in their own little right, I suppose, so I kind of wish more games had them in them. Oh, more. I gotta take these guys out. Completely missed that. Another thing is, I noticed that the shots from this seem to be less accurate than on the Naboo starfighter, which kind of fills a similar role, so it kind of makes this thing obsolete, unfortunately. Another reason why it's not really one of my favorites. But I seem to be doing well enough with it, and it is also a pretty tight turner as well, which is another advantage to consider. Again, though, it's not quite as good in that as the Naboo starfighter. Ooh. And as you can see, I'm almost dead already. Okay, so now all we have to do is deal with these TIE interceptors, and that should be pretty easy. Okay. So I've decided I am going to try to, where possible, change up which starfighters I'm using, if only to try to give you guys a little bit more variety in what kind of starships. Part of the reason why I am using the A-Wing here rather than the Moose starfighter again, but okay, so we're going to keep escorting this here. We are a little bit close. Oh, and they do spawn infinite wave of TIE interceptors here, so we have to keep on that. But there we go. 3 of them easily enough. Make that 4. Here comes more. Pretty sure we can take them out, though. Except I just got shot down. The good news is, not only is the mission nearly over, but you actually get 3 lives per mission. Not that you want to be using them that much, but at least unlike in later games in the franchise, at least this one didn't actually penalize you for losing lives when it came to getting medals. Okay, so we just finished the mission.
The shuttle is away. Rogue leader, get your squadron out of there.
Alright, so let's see if we got any medals out of that. Well, let's see if we got, if we did well enough to earn a gold in this particular play. We were 1 enemy short, but other than that, we were actually perfectly fine. And look at how fast we actually beat it compared to how fast we needed to beat it for a gold. That's actually quite impressive. Okay. Now the next mission is Defection at Corellia. Let's see what this one's
Imperial
about.
Officer Crix Maydean wishes to join the Rebel Alliance, but the Empire will do anything to stop him. Protect Corellia from destruction as Maydean makes good his escape.
Okay. We'll actually be using the snow speeder in this, which will be cool. Snow speeder's an oddball of the bunch, to be sure. It does have its own disadvantages, but it does have some pretty neat little advantages in its own right that it brings. For a few missions, it's outright necessary because it's the only way to efficiently take out AT-ATs. Which, if you're familiar with the films, you'll know how that goes.
Received word an Imperial officer, Crix Maydean, wants to defect. Apparently he has a lot of information on the Empire's military ground operation. I'm going to contact him after my meeting with the city officials in the Capitol Tower. Keep your eyes open for any sign of trouble.
In case you're wondering, I am feeling a lot better compared to back when I was doing my English campaign of Empire Earth.
Picking up something strange on my scope. I copy. Increase speed, full throttle.
So,
Right with you, boss.
So there are a few things that the speeder here has that makes it unique compared to other types of starfighters. For instance, it actually has a very strict flight ceiling, and it's determined by the terrain under you, which when you're at high altitude can cause this from terrain varying in altitude itself. However, it does come with some fantastic blasters. Some of the best in the game, with the Naboo starfighter being the only one that really outmatches it, and it can also turn extra tighter due to those air brakes.
Under attack. Get back here as soon as you can. Rogue group, we are under.
You heard him, full throttle, back to the city.
So the downsides, though, is that its secondary weapon is the tow cable, which is only good against AT-ATs. It's kind of necessary for them, but it's only good against them, so you can't use proton torpedoes or missiles with this. However, with blasters like these, you don't really need them, do you? Okay, so these guys are going to be wishing that they flew a little bit higher.
Rogue group, those bombers are heading straight for it. There are lots of innocent people in here.
Now, the low flight ceiling is not changed by buildings, so it is difficult to actually fly over the top of this, unlike the TIE bombers. There we go. So we've taken out most of them. Oop. There we go.
Can you hear me? Rogue Squadron, this is Crix Maydean. The attack came before I could reach Riken, and I'm pinned down in the tech center. Can you get me out?
Affirmative. Luke, I've got my hands full. Can you get them?
Alright, so since we're still trying to show how to get golds in this game, even though I kind of Messed up the last one. Next step, we should go ahead and take these things out. It might hamper our accuracy just because these are moving targets, but we kind of do need the targets killed, I think, to get a gold. Assuming I don't keep missing. And we do have time to spare, that's the good news. There should be an upgrade, I think, somewhere around here that'll show up eventually. And it is the first upgrade to pick up. It is right around here, but we do have to wait a little bit more, I guess. Good news is we'll just take out the bombers, and then there is more to this mission. This is kind of a... There's a lot of back and forth on this particular mission. But it's a fun mission, I think. It's a good way to introduce the airspeeder, because it shows some of the strengths of it. There we go.
Yeah, I've got a problem here. Inbound fighters at 1013. Hold on, Wedge. Han, Chewie, well, what are you doing here?
How you doing, kid?
All right.
Thought I might give you a hand. This is my hometown, after all.
I do like how they actually did get the nod there that Han Solo is supposed to be from Corellia. Okay, so I do have to get that upgrade. It's going to be tricky, but the trick I'm going to do is try to fly low enough to get to it, which can be a bit tricky here, but let's see. Not quite. Ooh, no. There we go. Okay, so... But yeah, you just pick up the upgrade there. Let's kill these guys while we make our latest pass to try to get to it. And now we'll go ahead and there we go. Oh, well, at least I have 2 lives to spare. Unfortunately, that can happen when trying to get these upgrades. But again, does not actually impact the ability of getting a gold in this game. As long as you survive, that is. And that's kind of easy to do in this particular mission, at least, now that we've gotten to this part. Because Millennium Falcon, of all things, is going to be protecting the building there from the bombers.
Go for the leg.
Now, you have to fly low like this and press B once he says activate harpoon. And you can, of course, change your speed to go different speeds, although I would recommend trying to get a gold to just go ahead and go full throttle whenever you can. Be advised, you can still run into stuff while in this mode, and you can be shot at while in this mode. So you have to be very careful when you do this. And it is, of course, more than possible to accidentally run into...
Rogues, I've got trouble over here.
Sorry.
A pair of scout walkers outside my building.
Let's go take these guys out before we go there, just for the... Because I think it might help our... There we go.
Chewie says we should start evacuating the people off the top of the Capitol towers.
Sounds good to me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and deal with those AT-STs, and there is another AT-AT showing that's going to show up. I might as well go ahead and take these 2 guys out just to help improve my enemies killed score. Okay, so these guys are pretty easy, especially with the firepower that the snow speeder can actually put out. It just rips right through them. And it's also pretty good at strafing infantry, as you can tell. Now, there are going to be a few other missions, by the way, where we get to use the snow speeder, or have to. And they can be a little bit tricky, I think. They're definitely going to be a lot harder than this mission. Although, again, that's not saying too much, because this mission, on hindsight, isn't that particularly difficult. But, yeah, I remember struggling a little bit in my youth with this mission early on, because I didn't quite understand how the tow cable mechanics worked in it. And I just tried to blast them, which you can do, but you're not getting a gold that way.
Keep those ties off its back.
Okay. But yeah, I think it said in the manual that it took something like 100 blaster hits or something to deal with the AT-ATs just by using your blasters. Ow! Well, I did shoot one of them down despite accidentally ramming the shuttle. Yeah, it was a mistake coming here with just TIE fighters. And by the way, a little added tidbit, like in the movies, you can shoot them and they'll just explode, just like in the Empire Strikes Back movie, which is another nice little touch. Also, you saw in the distance there, which is another nice little touch, they actually showed the other transport shuttle heading off to the Capitol building way over there. So yeah, all kinds of little touches in this mission. This is a really good game, all things considered. And at the end of the day, it is one of my favorite old-time air combat games. Everyone likes to talk about Star Wars games with good lightsaber mechanics, and yes, lightsaber fights are a big deal in Star Wars, but so is the starfighter battles. I mean, there's quite a few of them, and snowspeeders, of course. There's quite a few of them that really do stand out, like the Battle for Yavin, Battle of Hoth with the snowspeeders here. You could argue the battle over Coruscant as well. Anyways.
General Reagan!
It's all right, Luke. You held them off long enough. We evacuated everyone just in time, thanks to Captain Solo and Chewbacca. That was never my favorite building anyway.
Alright, so let's see how we did. Everything is set to get a gold on that one too. Not bad. Alright. Well, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.